Macmillan English, Language Book 5, Unit 12, page 100.
The Stream. Chapter 1. Every morning, Kofi gets up before the sun rises. He puts on his t-shirt and shorts and leaves his house. Before Kofi goes to school, he has a job to do. He makes a trip to the standpipe to get clean water for his family. Every morning, Kofi and his friends go to fetch water in metal drums, plastic buckets, and all sorts of other containers. Every family sends someone for water. The village is always a lively place early in the morning. Kofi meets his school friends and they all set out together. They tell each other jokes and stories along the way. It is a long walk to the standpipe and seems even longer coming back. Sometimes Kofi is lucky enough to get a ride on a cart or truck passing by. Once a stream of clear, clean water ran down from the forest to the village. The stream gave the village good, fresh water. Then suddenly, the stream became polluted. The water had a bad smell, and the villagers could not drink it anymore. One day, Kofi was struggling back to the village with 2 heavy plastic containers of water when he heard a donkey cart coming. It was Old Man Awam, the tanner. Awam's job was to turn animal skins into leather. His tannery was up in the forest above the village. He did not often come down to the village. When he did, he always seemed to be in a bad temper. There were lots of old oil drums on Awam's cart. Kofi looked at the drums and thought that Awam must use a lot of water at his tannery. The boy waved to the old man. Kofi hoped that Awam would stop and give him a ride, but Awam frowned and drove on. Kofi was left in a cloud of dust. Chapter 2. It was an important day for Kofi, but he was exhausted. In the morning, he fetched the water as usual. All day, he and his friends had practiced hard for their school play that evening. Then Mrs. Awuna, their teacher, sent the children to invite people who lived outside the village to the play. She asked Kofi to go and invite Old Man Awam. Everybody knew he did not like children. Kofi walked slowly up the steep hill behind the village towards the rainforest. Kofi tried to think of his part in the play as he climbed the path through the gloomy forest. The closer he got to Awam's house, the more nervous he became. He remembered how bad-tempered Old Man Awam was when last met. Also, something else made Kofi nervous. There was a horrible smell drifting through the forest. It was the smell of animal skins drying in the sun. Kofi knew it was Awam's job to make leather. He understood why Awam's tannery was a long way from the village. The smell was awful. He also understood why people did not go near the place. But Kofi thought there was something familiar about the nasty smell. Then Kofi saw somebody moving through the bushes towards him. It was Awam. The old man was mumbling to himself as he rolled a heavy oil drum in front of him. Kofi thought it contained water. I wonder why Awam is taking water through the forest. I will hide behind a bush and see what he is going to do, Kofi said to himself. Kofi hid behind a bush and watched. He could see Awam's house. Outside it there were many other oil drums. They were like the ones Kofi saw on Awam's cart. Kofi decided to follow the old man to find out. Kofi followed Awam to the stream. Awam stopped and looked around. Then he frowned and looked straight towards the bush where Kofi was hiding. For a moment, Kofi thought the old man looked straight at him. Kofi held his breath. After a moment, Awam bent down and pulled the lid off the drum. Kofi watched him. He poured a dirty yellow liquid into the stream. At first, Kofi thought it was just dirty water. After a few moments, a terrible smell drifted towards him. Where have I smelt that smell before? Whispered Kofi to himself. Then he remembered. It was the smell that came from the village stream. The mystery of the village stream was solved. It was a Wham who was polluting it.
Unit 12. Spelling. Page 105.
Sometimes different letter patterns can make the same sound. Read the words below. The EA and EE make the same sound. A stream, a steep hill.
Unit 12. Reading for Enrichment. Page 107. How to make a solar still. What you need: a spade, a plastic or polythene sheet, some heavy stones, a clean container. What you do. Step 1. Dig a hole about 1 metre deep and about 1 metre across the top. Step 2. Place the container in the centre of the hole. Step 3. Stretch the polythene or plastic sheet across the top of the hole. Step 4. Place the stones around the edge of the hole to hold the sheet in place. Step 5. Place a heavy stone carefully in the centre of the sheet, above the container. How the solar still works. The heat of the sun draws moisture out of the soil. The moisture forms into condensation, drops of water, on the plastic or polythene sheet. The drops of water run down towards the centre of the sheet. The water drips into the container.